Suspicious of wife. Maybe crazy. My wife 43 and I 39 have been together about 13 years. We have 2 kids. Our relationship has had a lot of ups and downs over the years, and we've worked through some challenging problems not affair related. That said, we do fight a lot. A few years ago we decided to end our relationship. At that point she was highly resentful of me and didn't seem to like me at all. Other than working a lot, I don't think I was doing enough to elicit those feelings. Anyway, we decided to end it but somehow made up, and had a good streak for a while. I don't drink and we have a lot of friends that do, so she is often out drinking late with them. Usually it's at a neighbor's house, and most of the people are good friends, so nothing too risky there. However, one guy that's more of a friend has been trying to cozy up to my wife. I always got a bad feeling from him, and knew he wanted to hook up with my wife. He's married, kids. That suspicion was confirmed the other day when, while drunk, another friend commented something like he doesn't come around anymore because you won't FK him. I know she liked the attention and they definitely spent drunken times with my friends. She certainly could have snuck away, but nothing suggests that other than the way they behaved together. Over the past year, our relationship has degraded again. We've maybe been intimate 3 times in 2 years. I try a lot and she always turns me down. There is an element of kids getting in the way, but there are still many opportunities. She constantly nags. She resents me again, and it has gotten worse lately. She has also started working out regularly. We recently were intimate for the first time in a while. It was late and at first she didn't want to but acquiesced. It was quick because A, it had been a while, and B, it initially seemed like she wasn't super into it. But what threw me off was what she said afterwards and her tone. She explained to me that she likes certain things as though we never did it before. Things she mentioned I do every time. But she didn't say she likes when I do it. She said she likes these things done to her, no object, and I wasn't the object. The way she said it made me feel like it was the first time we'd been intimate and she was comparing me to prior guys. Just in the tone. I'm old enough to be comfortable with this stuff, so I'm not embarrassed. But whenever I was quick before, she never once commented like this. I'm not sure if I'm being paranoid or not. She would be able to cheat pretty easily. I don't look at her phone or computer, and she runs errands for long periods of time during the day. Plus it really seems like she hates me. On the other hand, it could all be nothing. Redditor's reactions story 2 after. Redditor 1, your relationship sounds awful without worrying about infidelity. I would be in counseling or seeing a lawyer, or both most likely. Edit spelling. Redditor 2, her cheating, nor not, is the least of your problems. She doesn't even appear to like you, and I'm not sure if you like her either. Staying married to finances and the kids is a valid decision. I'm going against the Reddit hive mind here, but at least the both of you should have that discussion and put it on the table. Redditor follow-up. I appreciate your comment because kids and finances are the only thing keeping me in my marriage. It's not a popular thing to say, but in some cases the divorce would be more damaging to the kids than sticking it out and maintaining appearances. Redditor 3. Here's what I took from this, though other people may read it different. Your wife has cheated before, and all her friends know it. They probably believe you know it too. Maybe not with that friend, but with someone. Your wife wants to believe that you know as well, but doesn't want to confess or suffer any consequences. She wants to believe she hinted at it enough that you know, but you care enough that you'll sweep it under the rug. In the end, though, is this really the sort of relationship you want? With a wife that doesn't love or respect you while you fight for her approval just so she'll throw you PTS time once or twice a year. She is staying, probably, for logistical reasons, and knows you'll stay as long as she doesn't make it blatantly obvious what she does behind your back. She doesn't have to put in any effort to keep you. She just can't go out of her way to be especially mean, and you'll continue to chase her approval without realizing that the most you can hope to accomplish is just slightly above gaining her apathy. Story 2. I stayed with her but the pain and anxiety linger. Almost 6-year relationship. Me 29M was cheated on by my significant other 24F. January of this year it started and continued until September. Typical story of her making it friend at work on nights and it turning physical emotional. I caught her by going through her phone randomly. I learned they called each other Amor and other names of affection. They would have time twice a week every week from January to September. In May I traveled out of state and during the week I was gone M was in my home around my son. She broke everything off with him and begged me not leave her. We have a son together and bought our first home in May. She also became pregnant and we could not be sure it was mine. She recently went through a medical pill abortion. Pain anxiety hit me daily, especially when she is back at work during the night. I have no one I can talk to about any of this. I feel worthless as a man. Honestly, deep down I feel very unattractive now. Does time heal all wounds? Or will I eventually just break down? Sorry if this read is tough. Writing was never my strong area. Edit. I've tested for STI STD and my son has been DNA tested fully mine. Redditor's reactions. Story 3 after. Redditor 1. I saw your other post, so I'm not going to say just leave. However, she does need some consequences for her actions. You plan to try to reconcile. 1. She needs to quit her job and find a new one, non-negotiable. 2. You get access and passwords to any and all devices anytime requested instantly. No arguments. No delays. 3. She moves out for an indeterminate amount of time while you get to cool your heels and decide what you want. 4. She provides a written confession to you with the timeliness of events. 5. She tells the affair partners so of the infidelity if applicable, and tells both you and her parents what happened and that you're not sure where it will lead. 6. She goes to therapy in order to figure what part of her is broken and get help to fix it. Anything less than these steps indicates she doesn't have any remorse and is only sorry she got caught. Good luck. Redditor follow-up. Given the length and intensity of the affair, the deceit and betrayal of bringing him into your home and family, this is the bare minimum for any hope of reconciliation. Redditor 2. Bro, for your own good and mental health, leave this woman and go and find happiness elsewhere. Please don't be a fool, because I don't want to come here the next 3 months and read another story of yours about her cheating again, because I will just laugh at you. And the most painful part about all this BS is that you guys forgive too fast, and it makes the cheater feels like they can do it again. Even if you want to forgive, break up highest a year and see if she has changed. Well, it up to you. Redditor follow up. Exactly. Has she even done the work to earn your forgiveness? Even though I agree that for your own mental health you should leave her. Redditor 3. Pretty much. It might dull a bit and flare up over time. Having another's baby is doormatting and disrespecting you to the nth degree. She is not your friend or wife material. Leaving and building your own life is hard. Very hard, but the regret you will feel putting it off, it will torment you. I mean that sincerely. There is no coming back from such a thorough betrayal. There was no love for you. Her actions show that. Story 3. Wife cheated. My wife and I have been married 2 years and together for 8. Last Friday we went to a bar and played some pool. We went home early and I went to bed cause I've been working East Coast hours despite living in West Coast. She went to a bar to meet up with some co-workers. She had already been drinking while out with me and continued to drink. Apparently while she was out she was having trouble standing and even lost her wallet when she fell over at the bar. One of her co-workers offered her a ride home and had time with her at this point. She immediately went home, woke me up and told me about everything. She said she had been having some feelings around this guy for a couple weeks, but I can't help feel like she got taken advantage of. I have a video of her struggling to walk into our house from my door camera. I'm also upset she had these feelings and never mentioned them to me and thought it was okay to go out and meet with these co-workers. I'm not someone who handles anger well. I just generally retreat into thinking and understanding, but I can't help but feel uncertain if this could happen again. Biggest thing that upsets me is that we recently removed her birth control and they apparently didn't use protection. She started her period, but still it feels so irresponsible. I'm not sure whether to keep on or not. I've never had any reason to think this would happen before, so I was taken by complete surprise when I got woken up at 1 a.m. with this confession. I thought she was joking. Since then she's been trying to be extra timely and nice in general to me, but I can't tell if it's just because I'm her meal ticket and she doesn't want to lose me. Worth noting, I make about 75–80% of our income and no kids. My coldness to the situation and general non-reaction seems to be putting my wife uneasy. Maybe that's a good thing. Redditor's reactions. Story 4 after. Redditor 1. Leave. Redditor follow up. Exactly this. You sound like you're still relatively young. Don't spend the rest of your life being miserable. She will likely cheat again. Also, get tested. Redditor 2, divorce. Just leave her, there's no coming back from this. She does not respect you or your marriage. Redditor follow-up, this is the best advice that you'll get up. From the hundreds of posts that I've read and who knows how many hours on listening to these stories about infidelity, there are few examples of the couple surviving this. The trust is gone. Not sure how old you are, but with no kids the break will never be easier than now. You will get over it and find someone who won't treat you like this. Who will love and respect you and won't break your marriage vows because she got drunk. Good luck to you, friend. Please reach out to your family or trusted friends. Trust me when I tell you they want to help and be there for you. All you need to do is ask. Redditor 3, I absolutely wouldn't be cool with that, drink or not. Having feelings for someone else would be enough to set me off. Being drunk is an excuse for what she would do anyway. Sorry bro. Glad it happened before kids and early on. Story 4, found GF in random parking lot with another car. Her 25 and I 28 have been together for 7 years and recently she has been pretty distant. I noticed this and tried to figure out why she was distant. She has nothing to say and keeps telling me everything is perfect in our relationship, which obviously it is not. She tells me everything is perfect. She loves me and wants only me. I was out driving and I just happened to pass the Burger King parking lot and inside of it was her car and a car I did not recognize. I had half the mind to go and knock on her or the other car's door and see if anyone would answer, but I doubted they would. I didn't do that. Instead, I drove past them and then I went back to check and see if they were still there 2 minutes later. Obviously, the cars were gone by that point. I called her and on the 4th call, she finally answers and asks, what TF do you want? I asked where she was at and she says that she was home and she had been home for 4 hours. I knew that to be a lie. Especially when I checked on her elderly mother an hour ago who lives with her at her house. When I was there my GFS car was missing. I also have her location and could confirm the car I saw was hers. I just don't understand what went wrong in the relationship, especially when she won't tell me. I was shocked at what I found. I know this to be the end, but I'm baffled. We're broken up now and actually the more I think of a future without her the happier I am, but I just can't get past the fact I wasted 10 years on her. She's begging to get back together and I know her family really well. Her mum is telling me I need to get back together with her because my GF is a mess. I don't see how we can continue this with the lies I'm being told and things she's hiding from me. My GF has never been like this before, so what caused her to change. My GF is always talking about getting married, having kids, etc. with me and that made me really happy. The only thing I can think of is that maybe I didn't propose when I should have and it made her have doubts and cheat. However, if she was comfortable with cheating on me then I'm glad I didn't marry her. I'm just so confused. I need advice. Should I stay or leave? I'm betting on staying out of the relationship since she knew she had been in a committed relationship and decided to cheat anyways. I also found messages in her phone with other guys talking about meeting up for time, so I don't doubt that happened, especially when I found her out this late in a parking lot. What should I do? Did I make the right decision? Should I forgive her? She doesn't seem willing to change and doesn't want to talk about it. She wants to just move past it and forget it ever happened, even though she won't tell me specifics. I did call one of the contacts in her phone with another guy I'll call Ben, who said she added him on Snap, never mentioned a boyfriend, and said she wanted to meet up for a hookup. He said they hadn't met yet, but she sent him a photo of her with another guy who he described in detail, and that description did not meet my description. It was definitely another guy. What happened? Redditor's reactions. Story 5 after. Redditor 1, move on. If you can't trust her now, you can't in the future. Cut your losses and be happy. Answer, thank you for your reply. I agree, if she doesn't want to reconcile, then I guess there's no hope for a future. Redditor 2, reconciliation cannot begin until the last lie has been told. If she won't give you full truth, she has no good faith intent to reconcile. Answer, that's what I thought. I figured if we can't talk through it there is no hope. If she valued us as much as I had, I highly doubt this would have happened. I just can't believe I wasted so much time on her, but it makes me wonder how she would avoid this situation in the future if she was okay doing it now. I don't think she's willing to change. Redditor 3, leave her there just trying to guilt you into getting back with her. She obviously wants children etc., but she doesn't want you. She only needs to get those things. I'm sure if she could get it with anyone else she would, but you're her best chance, and that's why she's upset, not because she lost you but lost the chance to get married and have kids at a young age. This is just my opinion, I mean maybe she misses you too, but move on. Story 5, advice for anyone struggling with what to do after your partner cheated. For context, I was married for 10 years when my wife left me. A few years into our marriage, I caught her chatting with guys on a dating app, but she swore nothing physical ever happened and I decided to forgive her. Fast forward several more years, and she leaves me out of the blue with no prior discussion of any issues aside from the dating profile several years before, and just says she's unhappy. I found out a few weeks later that she had been cheating on me with her boss, and that she moved in with him the day she left. She promised that she would take care of everything so that we could have a quick divorce, but ended up dragging it out for 2 years, making my life miserable for that time. I have since had a few years to reflect, and thought some of you facing a decision after infidelity might find what I learned helpful. 1. If your spouse cheats, no matter what they say, it's not just a slip-up. It's a decision, and it signals that they are not truly committed to the relationship, and they don't value you. You need to move on, regardless of how much it hurts at the time. 2. Be honest with people about what happened, but don't speak negatively about your spouse or say anything about them that you believe but don't know to be true. 3. Once the decision is made to divorce, hire an attorney and be cordial but firm with your spouse and their attorney. If at any point they seem to be unwilling to collaborate or aren't prompt in their responses, escalate to the next step in the process. Don't wait on them or assume they will do their part to move things along. Assume you will have to do all the heavy lifting and take control of the timeline. 4. No matter how well you think you know your spouse, their cheating proves that they are willing to lie to you about anything. Throw what you think you know about them out the window, and think of them as an acquaintance through the divorce process. This will help you avoid making assumptions about what they will do or why they did something, and will keep you from being caught off guard by their decisions' actions. 5. It's natural to still love someone you had committed your entire life to and desire to be with them, even when you know they betrayed you. Stay strong, and know your worth. Eventually reality will sink in and you will start to heal and move on. You deserve to be with someone who feels lucky to have you. The pain of going through divorce is better than staying with someone who I can promise will continue this type of behavior in the future, no matter what they might say. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, good post. I would add for those who haven't discovered yet, that as you've shown here, sudden, complete out of the blue changes in relationship dynamics are often indicative of infidelity. Suddenly being cold and distant, moving out, acting all shady with one's phone, changes in certain long-term habits such as traveling, spending, or dressing, and so on. These things usually don't just happen. Redditor follow-up. These things often become obvious only after you discover they are cheating. All of a sudden, everything makes sense. However, once you find a dating profile, you can consider your relationship over. Redditor 2, 100% huge post, THKS my friend. Redditor 3, thanks.